So the very first thing we would do is to get this duct here out. This is the air duct that takes the air sense into the engine through the filter. So we're going to take this out, take the battery out, take this air filter, this whole box out. We're going to disconnect this here, we get that out, and then once we get all this done, we should be able to get to, if you can see here, that part here, this pipe right here. So this is what we need to change. So for the temperature sensor, I got it off the Amazon or eBay, actually, both parts. So it says it's genuine, but it is what it is. This is the thermostat. I think both together were about 30 bucks, 15 each, I guess. Well, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, let's get to work. We're gonna remove these plastic tabs or screws from here. By the way, just make sure you have drained the coolant. So I'll look for another video on how to drain the coolant. I have not completely drained it, but I just opened the tab and removed the coolant, whatever was on the radiator. All right. So I took out the 3 screws. I'm gonna just kind of wiggle it out. So this is what sits there. Put it to the side, and then we are going to, maybe we don't have to remove the battery. We'll see. Or you know what, let's just go ahead and remove the battery as well. So that will be basically 10 mm on the terminals, this and this. So I'm gonna go get that. To remove the battery, that's basically a plate that's holding the battery in place. So you're gonna remove that one as well. That one looks like a 13 mm. And now we should be able to get the battery out. Put that to the side. Then we are off to removing these 2 here to get the box. But before that, I'm gonna take these pipes out first. So we're gonna take or loosen up this one a little bit and try to get this out. Closer. A screwdriver should do it. Let's see. Yeah. This is loose. There is hose here in the back that also needs to come out. So if you can see, there is nothing else except this one here. So I'm gonna just take this hose out, and then this will come out. This will come out as well. I've already loosened it up a little bit. Got both bolts out. Should this come out? There is a little piece there in the back that kind of holds it in place. And as we do this, all right, I think I should have removed this the first thing. Let's get the cover or head cover out. And then get the hose out and pull this one out here. So this whole box now is out. This piece right here, it's an intake to the engine. You want to make sure nothing goes inside by accident, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cover this. That way we know that's protected. And then, as I was mentioning earlier, now we have a direct access to this right here. This piece, and I'm not gonna take out this pipes and all that. I'll just have to get this 1, 2, and there is one down, 3 bolts out. All 3 of them look like 10 mm, and then we will reach in to the temperature sensor, which is this one here, right here. All right, so as I said, I am not going to take out the pipe. I'm gonna try to take this whole thing out. We do have this cable thing here running through, so this should come out, and there is a small lever kind of keeping it in place. So I'm gonna push and pull it out. That one worked, and then same thing on this side, and just try to get this out of the way, just like that. So once it's out of the way, this kind of gives us more room to reach in for these ones here. And just remember this thing, this is a metal part holding with this. So we've got one right here at the bottom, one, and here total 3. And also keep in mind there is some coolant here that's going to come out, so we'll probably have to address that. I'm thinking maybe we should, yep, looks like we are good. We should be able to get access to both items we are interested in. So this is your temperature sensor, and thermostat is right inside that casing or housing. So once again, I'm just gonna clean the area a little bit. Always better to avoid any contamination going inside the engine here. All right, so let's get that last bolt out. Third one, and that should be enough to get this piece out. You can see, move this out of the way, and right there is your thermostat. Let me actually take this out of the way so you can see. Right here, I am going to go ahead and pull this out, and you have to remember, so this little notch is what we will align with the thermostat. Looks like the same thermostat that I bought, so should make our life easier. as soon as I'm able to pull this out. And also, once again, just make sure that it's free of any contamination, this whole area, because once again this is a direct access to engine, and I see some dust coming off this thing here, so I'm gonna alright, let's try to pull this out. And as I said, there is definitely some, I should be wearing gloves. I'm just gonna go and wash my hands. I'll just go ahead and wash my hands. I don't think I have enough towels here, so I'll get some more towel to get this coolant from here. You can see a lot of some new towels. Just make sure you don't swallow or don't allow this to go into your face, or it's gonna be a problem. Alright, I'm not gonna wait too long here. Let's just wipe this clean and put the new thermostat. So this is the newer version. Let's just go ahead and line this up. Make sure you align that little notch right here correctly, and this is back in place. Alright, so the new one is there. I've also gone ahead and kind of clean the inside of this thing clear, so there are no dusts or anything in the place or in the way. This needs to sit very well with the thermostat, so I'm gonna go ahead and line up basically these studs here on two sides, and then we'll start tightening it back. Just make sure everything is lined up really nice, really well before you go put the 3 bolts. So I'm gonna go side first, this way. They're all the same size, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just hand tight it for now. So that's the second. We're gonna do the third one on the top, but remember, this thing also had little piece to hold the cable, if you remember, to hold this thing. So this, we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. Just make sure. And by the way, it doesn't look like you can mess this. It's only gonna go one way. Alright, so it's hand tight. I'm gonna use the wrench and get a feel for it. We'll tighten it, not over tight, but if you noticed when we took it out, it was easy. That side is done. This side as well. Looks like this one is too. All right. So that's all for the thermostat. I'm gonna clean this area, dry it just to make sure, and then I'll keep an eye to see, make sure there is no leak, nothing as such. There is some at the bottom I still see. I'm not sure if it's new or the old one. Let's do this. And I'm gonna just leave this one here just to see if there is any more leaks. Alright, now we are going to get this piece here out. That's our temperature sensor. So it should be easy. Let's get the cable first. So for the cable, there is a tab here. We need to push and pull. Let's see if I can. Yep. So all you do is, if you can see this black piece here, this one, push it in, and while you're pulling it up outside, and this is the cable connector. Alright, so we have got our connection out. I'm gonna put it to the side, and let's see if I can move it away, out of my way here. So this needs to come out, and for that we need to use a screwdriver or something to pull this piece, and this is gonna basically kind of pry it out and then pull it outside there. So let's go ahead and get the screwdriver. So hopefully it doesn't give me too much trouble. Looks like it came out very easy. Sorry about this. But right here, this piece, I'm gonna pull it, just make sure you don't lose it. Very small pin, and then let's try to get the sensor out. Kind of shake it a little bit in place and pull it out. Looks like it's coming out, and there it is. So it does have an O-ring, kind of keep the coolant from leaking. That's what we have. So the orientation was like this. We're gonna put it the same way. Let's get the new one. So if you can see, the new one looks identical. Hopefully it works. I'm gonna go ahead and wash it in the coolant, just in case if there is any dust or anything, and it will also probably make it easier to slide in. Alright, so let's go ahead and put it in place. Same orientation as we had the other one, and it slips in quite easily. I hope that's all good. So if you can see, sorry, this thing keeps coming back. So went in easy, and as you can see, we just have to put that spring back, or the clip I should say. Be careful again not to lose it. Alright, that sits in place. So far so good. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and get this cable back in. So this is where it was, this yellow piece kind of connecting or attaching to that. So let's go ahead and push it in. All right, it looks like it's in place. All right, that should do it. We have this all tight. Let me see if there is any water here. Nope, it's all dry. So looks like that's good. Let me get a feel of it once again. Make sure it's not loose. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. And then the third one. Looks good. Once again, let's clean this area. Wipe it off. And we have no water, if you can see. So that should be good as well. Means nothing is coming out anymore. It's not leaking. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start putting things back in place, starting with this piece here. So it has two, one on this side here, so kind of line it up and push it in, and same thing here. Right there, and like that. This thing is back in place. These two pipes, remember, is on the box, and then the battery. Pretty straightforward from here. Let's go ahead and get that done. Let me get the camera out. Remove the gloves. Don't need that anymore. It'll be easier doing it now. And then you need to go ahead, line this up. All right, and then push it in the back. Lines up the front. We're gonna connect the back hose. I hope you can see it. Then let's go ahead and get this 10 mm bolts in here. This one is the battery. Let's get the cables out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this. This one is 13 mm, just so you remember. What we had to do, the last piece is really just the air duct. We have to put it in place. Go ahead, get this air duct done. So pretty easy. It goes straight in. Make sure you push it all the way, and then you basically just line these three. And this might be might look a little different in your car. I've seen different versions depending on what type of car or your, you know, whatever trims that you have. And then these are the plastic little nut that keeps in place. Just be careful not to break anything, especially these plastic things, very unnecessary. Alright, this should do it. And I did say I was going to change the air filter while I'm here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that done next. That's done. So basically this right here, I hope you can see it, this is what we opened to drain the coolant. We're gonna have to make sure this is tight and fully closed, so there is no more coolant draining or leaking from here. And the last thing we need to do is to fill the coolant back in, but I will do it through here because we will have to purge the air as well. So if you have not already checked my video to drain the coolant, all I'm gonna do is mix the coolant with water, distilled water, 50-50 ratio, and drop it from here, while also pinching these two pipes one by one, and that actually allows for the purging of the air. So that's what we're gonna do next. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm using the Hyundai OEM coolant. This is concentrate along with distilled water. So I'm gonna do 50-50 mix, 2 cups of half a liter of coolant first. I'm gonna go put it in the radiator, and then I'll come back for half a liter of this thing right here, the distilled water. I'm gonna just go ahead and pour this in the radiator directly. Alright, looks like this is as far as it goes. I'm pressing the pipes here, no bubble. I just see the rise in the liquid or fluid, absolutely no bubble if you can see it. So that's how we want to see. There is no air. So I'm gonna go ahead, close, get this done. Alright, so this is done, and as you can see, I have no coolant here. I will fill it up later. I'm gonna start and do a cycle, let it run. We'll see where it settles once it heats up. But we are pretty much done with the work. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, and then we'll read the code and we'll erase the code basically to see if it comes back and whether that has fixed the problem.